Okay, this video will be on the infamous shift linkage people have problems with. There is a write-up on Bare Ass Chopper's site as to another maintenance on your shift linkage that has to do with the springs. A lot of people have it dropping out of gear. It has to do with the amount of pressure that this has. Now, looking at this, a lot of times people will get in here and they'll want to do just a maintenance because they're having issues with it coming out of gear. But what they don't realize is they actually have a loose pin, and that pin is right here. You can see it, how your linkage is moving, and your pin that goes through your actual linkage is shot, meaning you need a new ball arm and assembly here. So you'll have to remove this and put a new one on. This one's shot, it needs to be removed and replaced. The linkage that I'm talking about that needs to be fixed on another symptom, there's springs on the other side. Look in Bear's 1800 tech section and you'll see how I fixed my issue with it dropping out of third and fourth gear. But to start with, you've got two little ball knuckles. This is the first one, the second one is up here. They're both on on all 1800s, all 1300s, you're going to have two. So make sure that you do both of them. To begin with, what we're going to do is we're going to pull the rubber boot off, and we're going to just pull it back a little bit. Now you can see that this is exposed, and all we're going to do is we're going to clean it up. We're going to get some WD. That WD will basically work in and get some of the contaminants. You can actually see how the ball is getting nice and shiny. Keep doing that. Get a little bit on the back side because the ball is exposed on the back side. Now that we've got it nice and clean, it seems to be pretty free, even though this is kind of worthless because his is shot. We're going to continue doing it anyways. Any type of automotive grease will work. Basically all you're going to try and do is get this up in there and push it into the ball and seat. From the back side, it'll usually go in a little bit better. If you get some of the WD out first, it'll kind of stay a little bit thicker. If you don't feel it's flowing in all that great, a little bit of WD doesn't help to get some grease in there. Basically, I'm just going to keep working it in there. You can get a screwdriver and continue to push. Just work it in there the best you can. Usually if you get a little bit of grease on a finger and just put it on the back and keep rotating it back and around, it'll eventually work its way in there. And you can see that the grease is actually covering that entire ball. Now you want to grab a paper towel. Do your best to clean all the excess grease off of there. The grease that is exposed is the grease that's going to attract all the sand and grit and give you a problem again. But then when you're done, if you want to put another little quick fingerful of grease in there just to make yourself feel better, you can do that. And this usually isn't the funnest, getting that. It helps if you get a screwdriver on the back side. Try not to poke a hole through it. Usually, now that I'm done screwing around trying to get that on, I got a pliers. I'm just going to come in the back. Don't squeeze too hard. You don't want to rip that boot. And just do your best to pull that up and around. Help it, support it in the back with a finger. And there you go. And now his clutch linkage is nice and lubricated. You'll want to do that in the front as well. And like I said, check those pins because a lot of times it's not just the case of lubricating that. It's actually having to go in there and fix it right.